Dave again, cheapwinefinder.com. And today we're kind of over all the fancy wines we were drinking in November and December, where we had champagnes and Bordeaux's and all sorts of things. And now we're back down to a $4.99 Trader Joe's import wine, the Lagranja 360 Verdejo Viura 2018 from Castilla y Leon in northwest Spain. And Lagranja 360s are a whole line of wines that Trader Joe's has. Most of them around $4.99. I know they have a Cava that's a couple of bucks more expensive. And these are basically the kind of wines that people in Spain who drink wine with their meal every day drink. And what is kind of weird about this is at $4.99, these things are about the same price in the United States at Trader Joe's that they are in Spain. I mean, everything's a couple of euros is $4.99. That's what wine costs. So these somehow seem to be the exact same price in Spain than the U.S., which is crazy. Verdejo and Viura. Verdejo's a white wine indigenous to Spain. It's they use it a lot there. It isn't the least expensive. Arian is at one point, Arian was more widely planted. I think Chardonnay they planted, and it was only grown in Spain. How often have you had Arian wine? You don't. It was what the inexpensive wines in Spain are. But Verdejo is a well-planted in the region, and it makes a lot of white wines. It's a regional white wine. Viura is Macabeo for those of you who know your Cavas. There are 3 grapes in Cavas. What is it? Perolada, Xerlo, and Macabeo. And I probably are butchering all 3 names because they're Catalonian. And my Catalonian is only marginally better than my French and Spanish and Italian. But there you go. And this is just an everyday Spanish wine. Lagranja 360s works with communes, which are small farmers who band together. And, and in their numbers, they can produce more wine, have a bigger say in the marketplace than if they were doing individually. Because a lot of these farmers who have their grapes also have sheep and pigs and grains. I mean, you grow grapes on like your worst ground, some hilly section that's full of rocks, perfect for vines. So a lot of farmers who aren't going to be going concerns as wineries band together. The Lagranja 360, and I'm not sure how they are tied to these things, if they just contract with these people or they actually have ownership stakes. I'm not too sure about that, but they go to these communes, and that's kind of like the perfect place to get value-priced wines. You're getting a regular nice bottle of wine for an inexpensive price. Commune wines tend to be a little less expensive than a wine from a winery that has its own estate vines or has to contract with another estate to get theirs. The price tag goes up in there. These communes tend to be a little bit less expensive. There's a lot of them in Spain. They're the way to go. And this is like a really crisp, clean, tasty little wine that costs $4.99. I'm going to take a sip because it actually tastes really good. It's got nice acidity. This would work well with food. It's got green apple, and it's got peach and pear, and it's got some dried apricot. I don't know. It's one of those things I read on the tasting notes that it had flavors of banana, and on the mid-palate, I was getting banana cream. And sometimes at power suggestion, you start tasting things that someone else says. So I don't know if it's, so I'm thinking, is it really banana cream? But if you taste it, I write it down. And it's got these really nice flavors. It's not overpowering, but it's got really pretty flavors. It's kind of like a mix between a Chardonnay and a Sauvignon Blanc, but, somewhere in between, not as big and bold, but the flavors are really good. This is a really nice tasting wine. I mean, if you were pouring this with, a $10 Sauvignon Blanc and a $11 Chardonnay, and you pour this, and it wouldn't taste exactly the same as two. Like I said, they're in between somewhere, but when you people want to know what you paid. No one's guessing $4.99. This is not a wine that, this is a very nice, solid wine. I mean, I keep on saying that people drink wine in places where they drink wine with every meal, where they pair wine. They never spend more than $10. They pay a couple of euros. Inexpensive wine is the wine that is used with food more often. I mean, all these fancy restaurants, those fancy wines, it's a drop in the bucket compared to what $4 and $5 wines are with food. I mean, there's a place for expensive wines in fancy restaurants. And I'm not complaining about that at all. The experience is wonderful, but the bulk of people are drinking inexpensive wines with their meals and very happy about it. These are farm to market people making, cooking all day long. This isn't microwave food. This is, you're buying fresh and drinking local wine. And this is what I'm having, a local wine from somewhere in northwest Spain. Like I said, it tastes great. I mean, I got no complaints with this wine. It tastes really good. It's $4.99. Trader Joe's has a whole line of these wines, a couple of reds, Cava. I haven't had any. I did the rosé. I think this is a 28 thing. I think I did 2017 rosé, which was perfectly good for a rosé. And I'm thinking I need to go back and try some of the red wines. I mean, I just kind of remembered why I like these wines, and $4.99 tastes good. What do you got to lose? The label's great. It's got a peacock running on the label. It doesn't look like a $4.99 wine. It looks like it's a peacock being chased by some kind of flying dinosaurs or something. I'm not sure what's going on there, but yeah, I mean, it's a pretty bottle. It's a great tasting wine, and it costs $4.99. Why pay more? I think it's one of those wines where it makes you think, why am I paying more? But there you are, Trader Joe's Lagranja 360 Verdejo Viura 2018 from Castilla y Leon. I liked it. It's good. I'm going to try more Spanish wines, and that's it for me today. I'll talk to you in a couple more days. Keep it cheap. I really couldn't say keep it cheap when I was drinking champagnes and Bordeaux's before, but we're keeping it cheap now. Adios, over and out, and I'll talk to you in a couple of days. Bye-bye.